This episode of Tyro Media is brought to you by nobody. Ha 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 ha. So bite my shiny metal ass.
Hey folks, it's Don One. Welcome back to Tyro Media. I got a question for you guys. Do you like the dark, twisted comedy that you found in Fight Club, Funny Games, and that crazy movie, A Clockwork Orange? Well, stay tuned, because today we're going to look at a movie that was recently released that's kind of crazy, but kind of cool. Alright, let's get our cheap thrills on. Cheap Thrills, the 2013 crazy dark thriller comedy movie about Craig. He recently gets fired from his job and he's got an eviction notice on his apartment. He's about to get kicked out because he owes about $8,000 worth of rent, or $800. A lot of rent. He owes a lot of rent. And after work he goes to a bar, about to drown away his sorrows, wondering how is he going to get out of this predicament. Well, while he's at the bar, he meets into his friend Vince. They start reminiscing about the old times that they had in high school. And while they're drinking and talking about their lives, there's a couple in the corner of the bar that calls them over and says, hey, why don't you come drink with us? So they go over to the corner there, and there's these married couple. I think they're celebrating an anniversary or something. They're having drinks, having a good time. And the couple says to the two guys, hey, let's have some fun at this bar. I'll give you $10 to go over to that girl and say something to get her to slap you in the face. That's how it initially starts. Basically, this is a movie about these two guys that run into this married couple that dare them to do things for some cheap thrills and for some quick cash. And as the film goes on, these little dares start to escalate and things get really, really hot and disgusting real fast. I heard a lot of good, positive buzz about this movie. It's an independent movie, but it did really well at some of the little festivals that's been showcased at, especially South by Southwest in America, where the critics gave it lots of thumbs up. So I got my hands on it, I got to watch it, and I have to admit I was impressed with what I saw. Now, the film was recently sold to Draft House Pictures. Draft House Pictures are a subsection of the Alamo Draft House Cinema. And now, for those of you who don't know what the Alamo Draft House Cinema is, it's a cinema chain in America, Austin, Texas. Luckily, I got to go there last year, October, when I was celebrating my 30th birthday. I got to see Gravity there, which was friggin' awesome, by the way. And the thing that makes Alamo special is that they really do have a strict policy on being a nice person when you're at the cinema. And they also serve you food at the cinema, hot food, really great hot food. It's a great customer service. There's more to it than that, but you just get a really good customer service. So it's interesting to see this cinema chain are now, licensing and releasing movies under their own umbrella. And it's really cool. And looking at some of the other titles they've got some good titles under their belt right now. Okay, so let's talk about the cast and crew of this movie. It's a very small cast, and let's be honest, this movie doesn't have the most intricate plot line, so you're not going to see a lot of character development and what's that. But let's start at the beginning. Pat Healy playing the main character, Craig. Good performance, playing the everyman. I liked him throughout the movie. You get to see different sides of this character evolve, and it's a really cool, interesting progression of this guy. His friend, Ethan Embry, playing Vince. Another awesome character. Little bit of a wise ass, got a little bit big mouth. I don't want to go into too much spoilers. The female in this movie, Sarah Paxton, she doesn't have a big part in this movie, to be honest. She's there throughout the movie, but she's very quiet. She doesn't say much, but she participates, so there's more of a mystery to her when you see her in the movie. Now, the main man in this movie, David Koechner, if I'm pronouncing that right. This guy's awesome. This guy is obviously the ringleader of what's going on here. And throughout the film, the way he's just messing with these two guys and making them do these things, and the shit just gets weird sometimes, man. Like I said, I can't really go into too much detail about the character without going into spoilers. It's just not that kind of movie about character development. This is a very small script about executing a simple idea. And basically, if you want me to just narrow it down. The idea is, what would you do for money, depending on your situation? And these two guys, because let's be honest, it's mainly about Craig and Vince and their situations and why they're doing this, and it's just so flipping hilarious, especially if you've got a dark, twisted sense of humor like me, and you've seen those other movies I mentioned before. And to see these guys just go at each other, going for these dares, and it starts off small, like I said, at the bar, but it just escalates into some crazy shit. And near the end of the movie, man, there is some disgusting scenes in the movie. It's violent, it's crazy, it's executed well, the acting's well. In terms of visuals and sound, when we look at the cinematography or the camera work, again, it's an independent movie, so you're not gonna see fireworks or anything like that. But you know, it's decent, it's good enough. It's more about the story, the little storyline that they got going on here, but the execution's fine. And the music and the sound and the camera work just fits the pace. Doesn't look cheaply made. I think that's the most important thing. But everything, the aesthetics are executed well enough. As I said, as the movie goes on, it does get more violence as things start to escalate. And those things are filmed really well. But then, you know, when it comes to mind, the violence is the only thing that is graphic, I have to admit. And this ain't for no kiddies. I'm pretty sure this is rated R, 18 in the UK. So, people, know what you're in for. By the end of this movie, man, I was just shaking my damn head. You know, there's a certain... although it's a movie about these guys just trying to one-up each other for money and stuff like that, man, the characters felt real. The situation felt real. And the movie does take things to a very, very, very dark place. At the end, the final shot of the movie, pretty dark, but pretty friggin' awesome. And honestly, I liked the message the movie was saying, because it is a very dark, twisted comedy. I guess there's a message here about, shit, man, what would you do if push came to shove? How far would you go? You know what I mean? Would you step over your friends to get what you need, not necessarily what you want? And it just encompasses all of that and executes it perfectly. And for that, I'm going to give you a rating for this movie. It's well deserved. It's a first class. For me to give anything less for the way it was executed, and like I said, there's a very simple story, it wouldn't be fair if I gave it less than a first class. That's what it is. That's how much I enjoyed it. You should check it out. And that's all I got to say on that. So, thanks for watching another episode of Tyro Media. I've been your host, Donald Wonder. Like, comment, and subscribe as usual. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. So she knows how to make a story interesting, even though Weeds is a series I have mixed feelings about, but hopefully I'll get to that in another review show. And I did enjoy this show a lot. I'm not going to lie, because it just really is what I expected from the book. But this is basically fiction. This series is fiction. But, you know, let me just get to this categorically now.